there, snake fans. Another feeding video. I'm doing all 4 snakes today. So this is what we've got. This is for size noodles. It's a 1-day chick. These are for Kylo Ren. Just 2 velvet mice. And I've got a velvet rat for Ayla Sakura. This one is large rat for Snakeo. It's a freezing cold day today, as you can probably tell. It's blowing a gale out there, it's pissing down with rain, and I don't want to do anything outdoors today, so I'm going to make this an extra special long video. He normally gets very excited over this time of day. Come on. Whoa, whoa, got it. Missed it. He's a bit stupid too. Now he's going to go for the tongs. Look at this. No, no. There. Good boy, good boy. He gets there eventually. He's a good eater, this one. I really like feeding him. Usually he puts on a show. There we go. So we'll just let him do his thing. Once he swallowed that one, we'll give him his next one. And he is a very ravenous feeder, this one. Out of all my snakes, he'd be the one that takes the least amount of time to eat. He'll swallow this one down in no time, except for today, for some bizarre reason, he's doing absolutely nothing. What are you doing? Come on, Gumby. Swallow. Said I was going to make a long video, but I didn't want to make a video that goes for a whole week. You know? Come on then. What the fuck are you doing? God, it's like feeding a bloody python. Take forever. Oh, I must be scaring him. He's never like this. What the fuck is he doing? Alright, we'll just wait. We'll edit this part out. Unless I can make it more interesting. Ah, there he goes. Oh, what the hell is he doing? Why is he going for the arse end? Oh, the other end. No. Getting closer. Warm, 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 cold, cold. Warm, warm, hot. Hot, 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 hot. Good boy. Normally I'd prefer to feed him 1 prey item rather than 2 smaller ones, but fortunately the next size up mouse is a little bit too big for his mouth to manage. I've already tried it once before and he's struggled with it, so that's why I feed him 2 velvets instead of 1 hopper mouse. He's become noticeably bigger in the time that I've had him. I mean, we're in, what is it now, July. I got him in January rather, so that would make it 6 months that I've had him now. So yeah, noticeable difference. It's alright. It's opening the windy, can't see ya. It's alright. You're getting a bit shy, aren't you? Don't worry, you stay there, I'll give you another one, alright? It's just about there. Where's the other one? There it is. There it goes. Beautiful boy. He's stunning. Absolutely stunning. Hey, you want your second one? Wait until that tail disappears and then you get the second one, alright? The hell. Nearly there. Good Good boy. You want this other one? Oh, of course you do. He's a silly boy. Come on, you. You got it? You got it. Good boy. Now, there he goes. It's a bit quicker on this one than what he was on the first one. At least he's doing something with it, instead of just hanging on to it. So he's just moving his mouth along towards the head. The way they can actually tell which end is which, well, most of the time they do, is by following going against the grain of the fur, so that if they go one way, where the fur goes backwards, and if they keep going that way, obviously they're going to end up at the arse end of the mouse. If they go against the grain, they'll end up at the nose, which is where they want to be when they swallow it. Just goes down easier that way. So he's working that out now. He's very quick at working out which end is which, so he'll shortly be swallowing it. There he goes. He'll be expecting another one as well, so I'll have to shut the glass before that one goes down, or he'll end up jumping out of the cage. He goes ballistic when it's feeding time. Feeding these snakes is probably the most dangerous thing about keeping them, because obviously you're going to be handling rats and mice, and if you stick your hand inside the cage without thinking and you've got a snake in there having a feeding frenzy, he's going to latch straight onto it and give you the full dose. So down goes the second mouse, going down to visit his brother or sister inside the bowels of the red-bellied black snake. Okay, it's Ayla Sakura's turn. Ayla is on rats already, so I'll give her a nice big velvet one. There we go, she's all ready. I think she's anticipating something. Hello there. Tongue flick. There we go. Good girl. She's a very, very good one. Death adders are all pretty much the same across the different variants. I've kept northern death adders, I've had a Dajara death adder, and this one is a Barclay death adder, and they all behave exactly the same. You know, the classic ambush predators, which means they prefer to hide under the substrate, wait for something to come along, and when something gets within striking range, they'll pounce. They've got the quickest strike in the world for any snake, 0.15 seconds, which is lightning fast. Absolutely lightning fast, and yeah, due to their lightning speed, I'd prefer not to tail death adders for obvious reasons. I mean, their head is a lot closer to your hand because of their short nature, and I usually, with the younger ones, I'll handle them in the middle with a hook, and with the bigger ones I usually prefer to double hook them with 2 hooks and move them around that way. I've heard of several people having close calls with tailing death adders, and the speed that they've got that they can just turn around and bite into you is, yeah, it's not to be underestimated. So I take a lot of care when I handle these snakes. All death adders are live bearers, meaning that they give birth to their young, they don't lay eggs, which is unlike black snakes. Most of the variants of black snakes are egg layers, except for the red-bellied black snake, which gives live birth. I've always found that to be pretty interesting, actually. Yeah, these that is just in my experience. They just have absolutely no personality whatsoever. They would have to be one of the most boring snakes you could possibly keep, but they look absolutely beautiful, which is what I love about them. And I just love feeding them, watching their feeding response. They just go from zero to full on frenzy in a split second. It's just absolutely amazing how these guys react once you just dangle some prey in front of them. Time to feed Sice Noodles. She is my children's python. So today she's getting a baby chick. I'll chuck it in there. Here's a beautiful, beautiful little snake, this one. I love it a bit. Here we go. I like chicks. Here she goes. Oh, isn't she beautiful? Just the way she takes it. She's ever so gentle, isn't she? There we go, Bubby. Hey? Just ever so gently, just takes it. She is a beautiful snake. Now that she's got it, she's going to take a fair bit of time to find the beak on the chick that she's got now. She's just having a look at me as I walk away. Compared to my red belly, she's quite a bit slower at finding which end is the right end to be swallowing it from. My red belly does it so fast, she'll be taking about, well, probably 5-10 minutes normally. And of course my other python, he takes forever. He really does. It's not unusual for him to spend over an hour trying to find the nose on the big rat that I give him. It really does my head in sometimes when you're watching these pythons trying to eat. They just seem to be so much slower than their venomous counterparts. But anyway, it's all part of the game when you keep these animals, I suppose. The children's python is the second smallest python on the face of the planet at only about, well, they get to a maximum length of about 1.3 metres, maybe a little longer in rare cases. My python here, I have measured her, she's 1.3 metres, so she's pretty close to the mark. I don't think she's going to get much bigger though, because she is a fairly oldish snake, about 5 years old. The only other snake that is smaller than the children's python is the pygmy python, and both the pygmy python and the children's python are both from the same genus, so they're actually related. The pygmy python can get to a maximum length of 60 centimetres. They rarely get much longer than that. The previous owner of this python was reporting that she was having problems eating. She hadn't eaten in several months, so I know it's middle of winter at the moment, but I didn't think that had anything to do with it, because this had been going on since nearly the end of summer. And so my first thought was that they probably didn't have the temperatures set correctly. So after doing a bit of research, I found out fairly quickly what the correct temperatures had to be, and modified the heating inside of it, used a better quality thermostat so it can control temperatures at night and also during the day at different settings. And yeah, she's just become so much more happier now. She moves around, she's very, very inquisitive, and she loves to eat, which is great. So I'm really happy with the way she's going now. It's a big improvement. It's amazing the difference that changing temperature settings can make with these animals. Okay, this is my Murray Darling carpet python named Snakeo. Feeding him one of these rats here. It's a 300-gram one. He used to take 400s, but he's on a diet at the moment, so trying to get him to lose a bit of weight. And I'm starting a diet very soon, and I wonder if eating 300-gram rats will benefit me in any way. Sick joke, I know. Come on, hungry? No? Yes. Hungry. He's always hungry. He's a very hungry boy, aren't you? There you go. Let him deal with that. The Murray-Darling carpet python, it's also known as the inland carpet python, is located in or away from coastal areas, which is why it gets its name. It's located in South Australia, and its locality extends all the way to mid-Queensland. Now, there is a myth that when these snakes, when pythons constrict, what they're doing is they're squeezing them to death so they can't breathe anymore. Well, that is true to a certain extent, but what is actually going on when a python constricts its prey is each time the prey breathes out, the python squeezes a little bit tighter so that the animal can't inhale rather. And at the same time, the python is also constricting the blood vessels, preventing the heart from beating properly, and the animal goes into cardiac arrest and dies from heart failure. Female inland pythons are capable of getting quite large compared to their male counterparts, of around about 2.7 metres. The males can get up to about 2.4. My python at the moment is probably around about 2.3, 2.4 since I last measured him. The females lay about, well, they can lay up to about 50 eggs each time, and they incubate them, so that means that they wrap around them, keep them at a specified temperature, and they do this for up to 60 days, and they regulate the temperature. Basically, they can sneak out for a while, they can bask, come back when they've warmed up, and go around, wrap themselves around the eggs again and regulate the temperature. They've also been known to shiver, which causes their body temperature to raise slightly. That's another way that they try to control them, the temperature of the eggs. So yeah, it's quite interesting how snakes are able to do that, I've always found. They are also semi-arboreal, which means that they occasionally climb trees, and I've certainly noticed that with mine. I've got that stick in the background, and I do quite often see him crawling up that and resting on top of it. Typically they lay in wait, they're ambush predators, and they'll wait around for anything that comes within range, and typically that would be small mammals like rats, rabbits, mice maybe, anything else that's small enough, and they also like birds and small chickens. Contrary to popular belief, snakes don't actually dislocate their jaws when they swallow their food. It's more of a case that their lower jaws are always split into two pieces at the front, basically being mandibles more than a jaw, and both halves of the jaw are covered by connective tissue, and it's like an elastic membrane that goes around the food as the snake swallows. So the deal is on each half of the jaw they have teeth on each side that curve backwards, and same with the top jaw as well. They've got the curved teeth on the top as well. So what they do when they're swallowing their food is the mandibles alternate between going forwards, backwards, each side alternately, and the teeth dig into the prey and slowly, more or less, walk the prey down the throat of the snake. So that's how they do it. And here endeth the video. Thanks guys and girls for watching.